Well, hello everyone. This is Chrystal Lynn, Cowgirl Astrologer, and hello from Menifee, California. It's a really nice, cool, windy night tonight. I just slipped outside here a minute to talk about what is going on up in the sky. We have some really amazing astrological stuff going on, and I like to give you guys an update and kind of a feel of where we're at astrologically so that you can really see where you're at. Are you tapped in? Are you riding the energy well? What's going on? So, first of all, I want to say again, hello. And I hope all you guys are doing well because we have been through a lot of changes. Right now, as we speak, Mars has just moved into Gemini. And in my opinion, one of the most important energies that you want to watch is what is going on up in the sky with Mars. Mars in Gemini is a very, very powerful energy. Mars is really the aggression, the power, the energy, positive and negative, behind the scenes. And how we use it is really important. So that's a little bit about what I want to talk about tonight. Mars takes 2 years to get around the sun. So for those of you who like to do some astro research, if you go back and Google the last time Mars was in Gemini, you can get those dates and kind of see maybe what was going on in your life at that time. If there's any similarities, if there's anything that's coming back up for review. We've just moved out of Mars in Taurus. Now, for myself, Mars in Taurus, oh my gosh, it really, in my opinion and in my experience, slows things down. So the last 8 weeks, if you feel like things have slowed down, if you just can't push, you just can't make it happen any faster, then you're right in the right place. That's what Mars and Taurus does. It helps us to really pay attention to details, to laying a foundation, to putting integrity in our work, to paying attention to the things that we're doing and how they're going to affect our future. Now, we've also had some other interesting astrological things going on. So again, this is going to be kind of an overview for you. We know that we've had Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, and we've got Saturn retrograde in Sagittarius. So we've got 2 major players up in the sky that are retrograde right now. Now, a lot of people are questioning, what the heck is a retrograde? What does it mean when planets go retrograde? Well, I believe it's very important to pay attention to retrogrades. And for me, I've been really learning to work with the retrogrades because retrogrades really help us go back and review. Now, I know we hear those words a lot, review and reflect and all the R words for retrograde, but the universe does this beautiful dance up in the sky, taking us forward, bringing us back, having us reevaluate situations. Because as we grow, there are times in our lives where we can't always see the details. Sometimes we see the big picture and we're striving for the big picture and the big picture looks so good and we're dreaming about the big picture. We're manifesting the big picture. We're wanting the big picture. And yet, to really make and help and produce the big picture, we have to, at various times, slow down and really look at the details, the things that we skip over a lot of times in our excitement. Now, I'm one for that. So this is definitely right up my alley. And that's why I'm really learning to work with these retrogrades. Now, with a lot of the readings that I'm doing and a lot of my personal relationships, as Pluto, which is the truth seeker, diving down deep into the crevices of our life, right now, collectively, we see a lot of health issues coming up to the surface. Things in our bodies, issues that we've been holding on to, things that we haven't been taking care of, ignoring, avoiding, because again, we're always looking at that big picture, are coming to the surface. Pluto in Capricorn retrograde is really bringing forth so many things in our life, whether it's finances, health, spirituality. Capricorn represents our foundation, the foundation of our life. And if our health is not good, if our way of going hasn't been too good, if our businesses that we're pursuing seem like they're all over the place, then Pluto in Capricorn retrograde will help us to slow down and really decide how we want to invest our time. Because in life, there's so many things that can distract us from our personal journeys, our personal ambitions, our personal well-being. And I think it's something that we always have to work on. Capricorn is all about self-discipline. And it's really calling us to ask those questions. What is it that we are avoiding? What is it that we're wasting our time doing? And to really go back and say to ourselves, without our health, we can't do all the things we're dreaming of doing. We can't be the people that we want to be. And so for the next few months, Pluto will be in Capricorn until September. We really need to embrace this time. The most important thing to realize is when retrogrades are going on and you're feeling like you're not moving forward, you are moving, but you're moving deeper. You're laying deeper foundations. You're planting seeds that will harvest. And everything you do, whether it's out in the sunlight or it's behind the scenes, will have a chance to come forth at the right time. So what are you planting right now? Take care of your health. Really look at your business and say, you know, where am I going? How many things can I really do? What am I going to offer that people really need? Because those are the foundations right now that we're preparing for. We're preparing for Jupiter in Virgo this summer. We're preparing for a lot of things. So what we do right now has a lot to do with what unfolds next year, you guys. So it's really important to realize that you're preparing. Now, Saturn in Sagittarius is a whole nother story. When I think of Saturn in Sagittarius, and again, what I'm seeing everywhere, is really the challenge and the call for all of us to really ask ourselves, what is it that we believe? So we have our foundations that we're building, that we're looking at, that we're working on, and our belief systems, our values. What is it that we really believe? Saturn in Sagittarius, it's fiery. And when you have fire, you often have public scenarios, public scandals. And Saturn is all about really bringing, again, the truth, along with Pluto over here. Everybody up in the sky, I shouldn't say everybody, I call them an everybody. All the planets up in the sky are working very hard to reestablish who we are after what we've been through the last few years of breaking down our egos and breaking down false identifications of who we are. Authenticity is a very valuable, amazing quality to have. And yet, it's one of the hardest things to have, is to really be true to yourself. And Saturn in Sagittarius retrograde, right now as we speak, is really having us look at, are we walking our talk? Do we really believe in what we are doing? Because if you are not able to stand by your belief systems, stand by the decisions you've made, whatever they are, and have an answer for the reason you've done that, Saturn and Sagittarius retrograde will be questioning you. And often it comes in public attack. I mean, I hate to bring out the negative, but it is the reality that a lot of people right now have these very Satyrian eyes for everybody else and pointing fingers and looking at what you're doing and are you really the real deal? So if you are pursuing a public image or a public career, you know, be prepared. Retrogrades often bring out things that, you know, we really have to give an account for. We have to ask ourselves, am I willing to stand by this? A lot of people are being attacked in their parenting, are being attacked in their belief systems, are being really questioned. It's as if you can't say anything right now without, you know, being called on the carpet. So retrogrades often slow us down so that we can think about it. So this is a really, really important time. So if you kind of see this energy working, we've had Taurus slowing us down. We've had these retrogrades having us really look at values and belief systems and foundations and really getting clear about where we should invest our time, our emotions, our energy. And now, as Mars has moved into Gemini, get ready. Because it's coming out now to the community. When we see Gemini, we see the community. We see sisters, brothers, cousins, friends, neighborhoods. For a lot of us, through the whole Saturn and Scorpio thing, you're hiding behind the scenes, working on deep emotional issues. Well, you know what? Those issues now have come out into the public. What did we do during that time? And Mars in Gemini now says, let's get it out there. Are you ready or not? Let's go. Let's start talking about it. Let's start sharing it. It's funny because even tonight, I've been working on a lot of behind the scene projects and I've had to really balance the different things that I'm doing and try to bring quality to each one. And it's hard because I want to do so much more, but I've really begun to see how important it is to do the things that are going to be there for me later, to plant the seeds now that I want to see harvest later. But with Mars and Gemini tonight moving in, I'm like, I feel like I gotta talk. I gotta talk about it. I gotta tell the world. And I've been talking to community people today. I've been making some, you know, networking things with my business, advertising, talking about advertising. And that's all the things that Mars in Gemini wants to bring up. We also have Mercury in Gemini. Now, you guys know, and I'll do an update on it, but next week, Mercury's going to go retrograde. So I want to encourage us. These messages that I'm bringing forth are about encouraging us to learn how to ride and rein in this energy. You know, many of you guys know I ride horses, and when you ride horses on a very, you know, high level of training, it's all about knowing how to connect with the horse's energy. When you want them to take off, when to let those reins go. If you're getting ready to, you know, ride off a cliff, you got to roll those reins back and you got to calm that horse down and you got to calm down within you. And so that's what this is about. It's learning how to adjust these energies to what you're doing. The more that we can time ourselves, actually, the faster we're going to go in the long run. So the encouragement tonight is you're right where you're supposed to be. Don't feel, you know, like, oh, actually, I was feeling this way today. So I'm encouraging you not to feel this way. But it's the temptation to feel like I have done so much. I'm working so hard and I have not made any. Am I making progress? Am I moving ahead? Am I going to see those dreams realized? Why is it always just like an obstacle? Well, with Pluto and Capricorn, remember that Capricorn energy is about obstacles. It's in those obstacles that we really develop the strength, the willpower, the savvy to really handle what it is we're dreaming about. Now, the moon's in Pisces tonight. Many of you guys know I have a moon in Pisces. So when the moon's in Pisces each month, it's my favorite 2 days of the month. I feel like I'm, in the zone. And I dream and I feel and connections happen. And, it's in that dreaming, you really want to go to another place and see visions. But then the reality is you can't stay there. You've got to be able to bring those visions and those dreams into a reality. And so all the other planets are working together to help us to do that. We have the sun in Taurus, and Venus has also just moved into Cancer. And so this Cancer energy, and Venus is really having us think about home and stabilizing home and bringing a good warm feeling to home. Because if we're just pursuing these careers and these lives that, are so self-focused and mow everybody over, we're going to lose that balance. So there's a real balancing act going on right now, you guys. Jupiter is still in Leo, lighting the way and bringing us into this summer. Now, we know that Saturn is going to move retrograde into Scorpio this summer in June. It'll be about a 3-month period of time. And I've had mixed feelings about it. It's like, how do you prepare for Saturn and Scorpio? Scorpio is so erratic and so emotional and so intense that it is really hard to prepare for this. But if we do our work and we listen to the vibrations going on around us right now, we will be ready for anything. There's so much amazing stuff coming, you guys. And I've got all kinds of cool stuff coming your way. I've got my Rising Sign series that will be finished this month. I'm working on those videos for you right now. I just had to slow down and get things right and time myself. So that's what I'm doing. I hope this is inspiring. If you guys are interested in a personal reading to see exactly what's going on in your life, I would love to help guide you through that. You can check out my website. Also, I've got my next retreat on June 6th, women's retreat coming up. Saturday, June 6th, I will be announcing that. You can check that out on my website as well. So thanks, you guys. Have an awesome night, and I hope to hear from you. Let me know what's going on for you guys. All right. Have a great night.